Hello, live people. Hello, replayers. Welcome to class. So we're doing 60 minutes of kicking up to a handstand. That's not a long time. I want to just give you a snippet because it's a topic that takes a lot more than 60 minutes. On the left is my board. So I started off with writing questions like, where does a handstand come from? You're welcome to write in the chat box if you want. But if you think about it, I would think you would say a handstand comes from your hands because it's in the title, handstand. You are balancing on your hands. However, having taught this for 26 years, when I look around, you would think that a handstand is coming from the legs, which brings me to my next question. So we've established a handstand should come from your hands. That's where you handstand from. If you're doing that correctly, at some point, you will definitely be able to start to balance in a handstand. However, if you're not doing it correctly, you're going to run into some problems, which is maybe why you're here today. Two of the problems is overarching. So since it's such a visual thing, I'll show you. And this is the main thing that I deal with. People want to kick up so badly and they forget a handstand. It's happening from the hands and they kick from the legs. And they use really hard swing of the leg to try to get up. So they swing the leg and they chase the wall. So when you're chasing the wall with the leg, look at my neck, right? It's why we end up in that ugly banana back. You might make it up, but you're not going to be able to balance. So this is the thing I see the most. People will make it up, maybe they'll fumble, fix it a little, maybe balance for a second and end up falling down. So that's a huge problem. And you don't want to balance from your neck. You want to balance from pushing the floor away. And this is what I mean. See the neck and the feet, they follow each other. So if I'm looking at someone's neck and their feet, I know this is overarch and they're sinking down. Eventually you're gonna blow out your rest and your back. There's no push out. This is your goal, your dream, but why are you stuck here? So handstand happens from the hand. Now, the next problem, so are you in that camp? Do you overarch and do you tend to sink? The other problem is you don't get up at all, you underkick. So I teach mostly yogis that love to hand balance. I've been a yoga teacher for 15 years, but I was also an Olympic gymnast before that. So in yoga, the handstand setup that I tend to see is the down dog one. So if you're under kicking, most likely you're not stepping the foot right underneath the belly button. You're somewhere back here, which takes a lot more knowledge because so many things could go wrong. So the thing that happens here where you underkick is look at my shoulder and my wrist relationship. If my shoulders are behind my wrist, there's no way, unless you're a pro, that you're gonna expect yourself to make it all the way up. So you either underkick here or you start to do the crazy stuff, okay? So those are the two things I wanna look at. In your takeoff, are your shoulders going over the wrist or at least in line with? Are you pushing the floor away and building a kick up? Or are you sinking down and chasing the wall? So at some point, if you want to balance without the wall in a straight line handstand, you have to stop and think, all right, this is how I get up. I'm entering a handstand from a kick up. That is my entrance. So your entrance at some point, you have to pay attention to it. If you're not paying attention to the entrance, you're not going to make it up. And look, it's not about the kick up. We're so quick to kick up, kick up, kick up. And you're like, why isn't this working? It's exactly what I showed you. You're overarching and collapsing, or you're underarching, under kicking and not making it up at all. So the kick up happens before you even actually kick up. And this brings me to where I started. Where is a handstand happening from? Your hands. But if I was to sit you down, not my students, because they could do this, but the rest, and gave you a quiz of what is the job of your hands? How do you keep the elbows safe? How do you fire up the triceps? Would you be able to answer those questions? So to kick up to a handstand and balance, you gotta know what's happening from here to here. You gotta know what's happening from the shoulders to the hips. You gotta know what's happening from the hips to the feet. So there's a lot going on. So often when you have fear of falling, not balancing, it's because you skipped the handstand part. The handstand part, okay? So what I want to do today, since there's not a lot of time, and I mostly teach yogis, is help you deconstruct and then bring it back together in the entries that I see the most, the one that's most popular. which is this one. Can we fix this kick up here? Now, there's multiple entrances, which I'm gonna spend a month teaching, and one may be better for you, but with 60 minutes, I can't get into all of them. For me personally, I kick up from here, okay? So somebody that's not making it up, going from standing could be a good choice. But if they don't know what they're doing, it could also create shoulder instability. So again, kick up matters. That's your entrance into a handstand. What happens before you kick up is what matters the most. And that's what I'm hoping to help you with a little bit today. All right, so now that we're on the same page, and I hope that already has helped you, let's begin to warm up the best that we can, our shoulders and our hamstrings, so we can have a successful kick up. Cool? Let's start standing today. For now, sure, you're gonna apply what I just said, but put it aside and see if you can start to feel the cues. So on a wide-legged forward fold, just start to bend the knees side to side. Obviously, to kick up, you need really open hamstrings, but you can't avoid the hips either. So just here, how is the body feeling? For 3, 2, and 1. Now turn your heels in, toes out, let's squat. And then just bring your forearms to the thighs, start to go side to side. 5. If you can, try not to let the knees go over the heels. 4. Now, when you kick up, what is your wish? Is it a straight line handstand, holding a straddle? 3. This pose right here would help your straddle. 2. And 1, parallel the feet, fold. And then just hook your thumb and index. Like you want to grab something, start to push through like this. As you're doing this, press to your feet. How are the hamstrings doing for 5? Notice how that's affecting your lower back. 4, 3. So to do a kick up, you need a good amount of flexibility. 2. How's that going for you? 1, release the hands, lift halfway up. Let's turn forward and then step the left foot behind the right foot. Either go on fingertips, or if you're tighter, use blocks. Inhale, bring the butt down, lift the back heel. Exhale, fold, bend your elbows. Are your legs ready to go to straight, or should you keep the front leg bent? Let's go. Inhale, lower. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. How are the hamstrings? Inhale. Exhale. From here, just step the left foot up. Take the right foot back. The heel touches. Butt to heels. Inhale. Could you go on fingertips? Do you need blocks? As you fold, bend your elbows. Exhale. Check in. Should you bend the front leg to give it a chance to open and warm up? Inhale, lower butt to heel. Exhale, fold, bend the elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Get used to breathing, you guys. Exhale. Inhale. You got to use exhales to go up to a handstand. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot up, and now turn your heels in, toes out. Walk your fingertips forward, please. Bend the knees. Inhale. Squat as deep as your hips allow you to. Keep this. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend. How are you feeling here in the legs? Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Moving on. Inhale. This time as you exhale, parallel your feet, fold. Any changes in the legs? So to kick up, you need a good forward fold. Check in for a second. How is this going? Now let's step the left leg back. Take your fingertips to the inside or use block. Back knee down. Inhale. So this part has to open for your kick up and the butt has to engage. So just look at this relationship. The hip flexor is opening, the butt has to engage. Thinking about that, take an inhale here. Exhale, straighten out your legs, flex your front foot. Could you walk the fingers forward? You need blocks. So we're still warming up hamstrings. Inhale, back knee down. Exhale, fold, flex the foot. Inhale, bend. Exhale, fold. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And then from here, put the foot down and parallel your feet this time. Fold deeply. Could the head touch the floor? How's it going? Lift halfway up. Hands on hips, rise. Let's get into shoulders. Hands up, inhale. Exhale, interlace the hands behind. You guys don't lead with the neck. Take your shoulders back. Chin to chest, squeeze your butt. Reach the knuckles towards the floor, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale, fold to your toes. Now, as you fold and tuck the chin to the chest, do you want to straighten the legs or should you keep them bent? Bend the knees, let's rise. Inhale, shoulders back, chin to chest, lift your heart. Exhale, bend the knees, fold the toes. Decide if you want to straighten at the bottom. 2 more times, inhale, shoulders back, chest up, do not crank your neck. Exhale, fold forward to the toes. 1 more time, inhale, rise. Squeeze the butt, pull the knuckles down, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward to your toes. Now let's release the hands, move on to the second side, lift halfway up. Turn to the back of the mat, fingertips to the inside. Okay, back knee down, inhale. So let's take a second. We all favor kicking up with one side. You want to do both. Front hip flexor right here. This needs to open and extend. The butt needs to engage to support that, okay? With that in mind, fold, flex your front foot. Could you walk the fingers forward? Do you need blocks? Inhale, bending. Exhale, folding. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more, please. Inhale. Exhale. Since we used the rest, let's take a lunge. Bring the back knee down and warm up the rest. So from here, just going to take the right hand back so fingers are towards the knees. Go to the side a little and then return it to normal. Left hand back. Go to the side. Return to normal. Again, right hand back, lean, and normal. Left hand back, lean. This time, keep the left hand like this and have the right one match it. Just start to go side to side. So what I want you to feel is the forearms getting tired. That's the pushing out of the floor that you want. From here, turn the hands back to normal. And then turn the opposite way. So heel the hands going forward. Fingers towards the knees. Could you get the thumb and index down and straighten out your arm? The answer might be no. Go back and forth a little, 3. This one intensifies quite quickly too, so notice how you feel. 1, and then switch, right hand normal, left hand under. Same thing, could you get the thumb and index down and straighten out the arm? Perhaps go back and forth. 3, anytime something is hard, do not react to, but breathe instead. And 1 hand to normal, let's sit butt to heels, just circle out the rest. As you're circling, how are the rest feeling? And then switch directions. So look, you guys, this is so tiny. You're gonna handstand on this. So you need to engage all the other body parts. You need the support. Shoulders, circle, so inhale, chest up. Exhale, round forward. Inhale. How's your spine? Exhale, round. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, round. Now switch, go back. When you no longer can, turn your thumbs or palms up. Reach from the hips, inhale. Exhale, round forward. Reach back. Inhale, think of a back bend. Exhale, round. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, round. Bring the hands down. Could you go to fingertips? Now let's move through cat-cows, inhale. So this is what I was saying at the start. Take cow. The lower back thumbs towards the floor. The gaze lifts. That's how you end up in the overarch handstand. You're collapsing. You have no support. So let's fix it. You always want to create cat. Push the floor away. Notice your gaze drops, okay? Notice your upper body rounds. Now squeeze your butt like crazy. So whenever you get overwhelmed, you guys, this is the blueprint for all of your inversions. Inhale into cow. The lower back drops, the gaze looks forward. Are you mimicking this in your handstands? Not good. Exhale, push the floor away. Notice the gaze dropping. The butt is engaging. This is what you guys need to understand, okay? Take a down dog, do what you need to. So if it works for you, I like to pedal out my feet. As I pedal out my feet, I lift a leg. I'm not looking for alignment. I'm just looking, are my hips, could they crack, all that stuff. Then when you're done with your fidgets, let's bend the knees, stick your butt up, and just do little bounces here. This is a great way to open up your thoracic. 5, 4, keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1, coming down. So you can keep warming up. I'm gonna just demo and then we'll start the first drill of unpacking this kick up and putting it back together. Okay, so often when students will come to yoga, if they can do a good handstand, the teachers are like, good job, and they don't really look at them. And then they come to me and they're like, why can't I press? If they've been doing their handstand in cow, so here's a great example of how I see. The leg goes over, the head chases it, get here, right? And then they're able to bring it together. Then maybe they can fix it. But because this didn't start from the beginning, obviously once you handstand, you want to press. If you're not doing cat, like I said, at the bottom, so just this, keeping it, you're not gonna press. So this is what I'm saying, you guys, you might be able to handstand, but are you really handstanding from your hands or are you handstanding from the neck and lower back, okay? So keep a beginner's mind and let's break this down from the start. So we said we're gonna look at the yogi common one, which is this one. If done correctly, the leg steps underneath the belly, shoulders are in line or over the wrist. You can see your toes in the back leg, okay? And then you kick up. So let's start to fix this and see, where do we lose cat? Where do we begin to end up with cow? Okay, so I'll do one together and then I'll come looking. First of all, spread your hands a lot. Spread your hands so you can see the mat between each fingertip. Now, press to your fingertips so much, like you want to leave an imprint. So the heel of the hand is really light, you guys. Like you should almost be shaking a little because you're lifting the heel of the hand a little, okay? Now, push the floor away so the shoulders do cover the ears. I would suggest taking a video of yourself after doing this. Keep this, you guys, and now bring your knees together and squeeze your butt like crazy. So this is your blueprint for a successful kick up, a handstand, and a press, okay? So mark this in your video, you guys. Do you resemble this? Then, where do we go wrong? Can we keep it? You should be shaking and extend the right like that. Flex the foot and look that you can see your toes pointing straight down. Now, push the floor away again, you guys, so the upper body rounds, the butt squeezes. Keep the shoulders over the wrist. And this is the feeling you want to have. Lift the front knee just a little, like an inch or two. Push the floor away more. Good. And come on down. So after we do the second side, I'm going to come watch you. Are you resembling that? And then along the way, we have to figure out, if I have it here, where do I lose it? Where do I lose it along the way? Where do I lose it? Where do I end up here? Okay, so let's do a wrist stretch and then the other side. So just turn your hands back. Now, if there's more in you, start to bend the elbow back like this. If there's not, just go side to side. Often students will end up doing better on the side that they don't like to kick up because they're more restricted, so less ways to get into trouble. Let's try it. Spread your hands. Then just think, I'm going to keep my shoulders in line on my wrist or over. I don't want to sink, I want to push the floor away. So since we're doing handstand, push the floor away through the hands, upper body rounds. Now, squeeze your butt, you guys, like crazy, and keep pushing the floor away. This is your foundation, your base. Bring your knees together, please. Take the left leg back, flex the foot, look at the toes. You guys, don't bend your knee. Lift your kneecap to your quad. Now push the floor away again. Keep pushing the floor away so much that maybe the right knee could lift just a little. Are your shoulders still over the wrist? 3. You should be shaking. I'm pretty strong, and I am. 2. Push the floor away, squeeze the butt, and 1. Release. Okay, so if I was doing a basic handstand, we'd sit down and go body part by body part. Assuming that you know some of this stuff, you have to keep engaging, okay? I'm gonna come watch you, but let's do a stretch. So puppy dog, look at your knees, walk the knees back a little past the hips. If you struggle with shoulders, grab the front of your mat. Pull it forward and think, I wanna get the armpit to the floor. For those more open, take your hands into prayer. Stay or do little bounces here. 4. Now you guys, there's levels to your core. 3, but even in the most superficial part. 2, it's not gonna engage if you don't take an exhale. all right? You gotta exhale when you do handstand. 1, slowly come out. Don't go yet because I'm gonna come watch you. What am I looking for? Hands are spread. Not looking for cow, I'm looking for cat. Front body pulls to back body, the gaze is in between the thumbs, the butt is super squeezed. Knees together. I don't want you to extend the leg and end up here, so see the toes. Okay, push out more. Keep pushing out, could just lift a little. All right, let's go. So I'm just gonna say it and you do the checklist. Spreading of the hands, pick up power, check. Press to the fingertips, the heel of the hand is really light, check. Push the floor away, upper body rounds, gaze is dropped, squeeze your butt. Knees together, right leg back, just a 10-second hold. You guys, don't be in a rush to go to the next part. If you don't have this, there is no next part, okay? Push out more. Maybe from the push out, the knee lifts just a little. 5. There's a lot going on, so what did you forget? 4, your back foot still flexed. 3 is the kneecap lifted. 2, nice Alana. And 1, release. Good, take a second. Do what you need to as I demo. So what do you need to do to counter pose? Then, I tend to favor kicking up on this side. But I have more freedom, so like I said, often students will have more success on the side that they're tighter because there's less freedom in the body. So in your mind, you're working up to this, okay? So I'm building this part. Shoulder, wrist, check. I'm pushing the floor away like I want to break the floor. That's what rounds my upper back and drops the gaze. The more I can push away here, the more this can pull in. Now I engage the butt. See this? I'm shaking, but man, I'm so ready. Okay. Look, you guys, you can do whatever you want if you figure out your base. This is your base. You're just doing it with knees down. So let's go. Spread the hands, check. Press to the fingertips, the heel, the hand becomes really light, check. Keep pushing to the floor so much and now start to get curious. Could I pull my ribs in? Don't worry about the leg yet, you guys don't rush. Good, from there, knees together. Now left leg back. Look back and see your toes. Naturally, the lower back wants to drop, you guys, so flex your foot, good Pepe. Lift your kneecap, squeeze the butt, push the floor away more, good Kim. Through that push out, could maybe the right knee lift? Who cares if it doesn't? 3, are you shaking? Good. 2, set the gaze between the thumbs. Nice, Isla, and slowly release. Really good, Tav, and hello to you. Okay, let's stand up, please. Good, you guys. So the hard thing, like, I get it. I was born with a lack of patience, like most of us. It's like, I'm like, push the hands, check, and you already want to kick up. You guys, your kick up isn't working because something is missing right here. Everything that I do is because I understand this. Okay, literally everything. So don't be in such a rush to skip this part, you guys. This is your basics. All right, sit, butt to heel. So I'm gonna demo and you're gonna stretch your shoulders. So as I demo, go like this. Watch your neck. Don't push it forward, okay? If I'm still demoing and you need a variation, I also love to go side to sides like this. Oh, feeling so tight. So you do that and I'll demo. So I love deconstructing things for students. I have so much joy when you guys can find balance upside down. So always return back to the previous step. Now that you got this part, let's see if we could grow up the pose a little, okay? This is a 4-fold. And now exactly what you did in the last pose, you're just gonna take the leg, let's say the left foot, and see the toes pointing down. Don't open like this, you guys. You can't kick up with an open leg, turn it down. Then get the hands underneath the shoulders, not in front of. So is your body open enough to do this, or do you need hands underneath the foot or the hand, or the, sorry, my English. Do you need blocks underneath the foot or the hands if you're too tight? Now I'm here. What do I want to do? Exactly what I did on the floor, create cat. How do I do that? I'm going to push the floor away to the hands. Watch my upper back. See this? Now I'm going to squeeze the butt. See this? Now I can work on lifting this leg. Okay, this is where you get to decide. Keep pushing against the wall, squeeze the butt. Could you walk the hands in closer? We're just going to do this 5 times. So inhale, Exhale, I push out. On the fifth one, if it's going well, press to the fingertips and lift right here. Not here, because look at the shoulder and wrist relationship. Stay on tippy toes after the fifth one, or go right here, you guys. Okay. All right, let's go. So I'll set it up with you. Left leg, take it to the wall. Look at it, you guys, especially the pinky toe. It needs to be pointing straight down. Right foot underneath the hip. Then this does not work if the hands are in front of the shoulders. So let's walk the hands under the shoulders. So my heel, my hand is like in line with my toes. Then just think, what am I doing? I'm creating cat. Push the floor away round. Okay, squeeze your butt, you guys. Take an inhale. Through the hands, push away more. Exhale. Could you lift the right heel up? Just the right heel, the one on the floor. Good. Inhale, put it back down. Exhale, push the floor away, lift it up. Let's only do 3. I forgot how hard these are. Good. Inhale, heel down. Now, nice, Hardy. Let's try. Exhale, one more. Push the floor away, lift the heel. Stay, you guys. Press to the fingertips, push into the wall, or lift your right heel up. Yeah, but keep it, thigh to chest together. 3. Yeah, otherwise just stay on the tippy toes. 2. Go, Kaylin. And 1. Release. Good job. Nice. Okay, take a second. Let's have a discussion based on what I'm seeing. So often when you are new, at least to me, you might be like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about that with the handstands. Literally, this is the one thing I know how to do in life, are handstands. I can't cook, not because I can, because I don't have an interest in it, but I know how to teach handstands to adults. So when you did that, some of you are like, WTF, why is my leg not coming off the floor? What's going on? Because again, you're going to the end of the pose. You wanted to do what I showed you at the end. The question would be, I'm doing a handstand from my hands. Am I not pushing the floor away through my hands enough to support this, right? And then look at my hands compared to my butt. Much bigger, right? So you need to push this out and you have to engage this, you guys. So sorry, but from private parts to belly button, this engages. So this is what I was saying. Have you skipped the steps of what the body parts do? Can't teach you that today. There's a great workshop on my site, on my page called Deconstruct Your Handstand. However, looking at the second side with this in mind. So I'm pushing this foot into the hole like I want to break it, okay? I saw my toes, they're pointing down. I'm engaging my butt. See this? So you guys, figure this out. Just engage the butt. My hands are underneath my shoulder. I'm pushing the floor away and I'm doing this. As the heel's lifting, this is engaging. So this is engaging, this is pushing out. It's cat, you guys. I inhale. My core cannot help me if I don't use an exhale. So I exhale, the heel wants to lift. Inhale, engage the butt, push away, the heel wants to lift. So this doesn't become a big deal. Okay, eventually, well, this doesn't become a big deal. It's just a push out, you guys. All right. What did we do in cat? It's just cat. We pushed out, we engaged the butt. All right. Now that you're so excited, you're like, it's just cat pose. I'm pushing out, I'm engaging the butt. Let's try the second side. So take a forward fold. Assuming you did the left leg, let's do the right leg. Toes are pointing down. So take a second and make sure the pinky side of the foot is pointing down. Now, let's not rush. Just here, engage your butt. Then let it go soft. Engage it again. Do you feel the stomach and the ribs wanting to pull in, you guys? Go soft. I feel really heavy. Now squeeze your butt. Whoa, I feel light. Keep the butt squeezed. Take your hands underneath shoulders. Now, keep the butt squeezed. Inhale. Take an exhale. Push the floor away. Could the front heel lift? Bring the heel back down. Re-engage the butt because it's a lot to remember. Take an inhale. Exhale. Push the floor away. Could you lift the heel? That's called a retraction. Good. Put it back down. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Squeeze the butt. Push the floor away. Lift the heel. You guys hold this for strength. If the bottom foot lifts, great. Draw it to the chest. 3. To the chest is it. 2. Very good, Ayla. And 1. Release. Good job. Yeah, so I get so into it, I'm like, it's the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You guys, if you're rushing, notice everything that I'm demoing, it's cat pose, but my legs are not ever going away from my body, okay? So when you overarch the leg, you're not handstanding from here, you're doing this. Do you see the difference? My legs are going away from my body. So some of you, instead of taking the time and figuring this out, you did what you know. Yeah, how's your back pain? You're gonna blow out your back in your rest, you guys. This feels horrible. You need to figure this out, all right? So again, your heart wants to learn. You showed up. You wanna learn, but the ego's like, no thanks, I'm just gonna go and do what I know. How's your health insurance plan? All right, moving along. So in my class, I would stick with the drill and we do like 3 of them. Because this is only 60 minutes and I wanna unpack this and put it back together, let's continue on. Exactly what I was just showing. When you are overarching, you are kicking from the leg. And now we know we need to do cat pose from here. So rather than doing that huge jump, let's figure out the bottom leg, you guys. This is how. You're gonna take your hands, so forward fold, hands in front. Now, remember the down dog I talked about, the kick up that we're breaking down? Yogis, you tend to go from back here. Let's see the shoulder. So now we know the shoulder needs to be in line with the heel of the hand or over it. So the purpose of this is the block's like right underneath the belly button. You're gonna lift the leg like we've done. And you're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna look at it like we've done. You're gonna engage the butt and push the floor away. Okay, now inhale. Not here. The leg stays close to the chest. Exhale. Okay, this leg stays hip level. It's gonna stop doing this. Ouch, my back hurts. So see the toes, squeeze the butt, push away. Bend, inhale. Exhale. There you are. Do it again. Inhale. This leg's not going crazy. Land. Okay, your turn. So do a setup like this. Take a block forward. The feet are behind, forward fold. Now, how is your forward fold? Do you need a few bounces here? Then just think, all right, this block's got to kind of end up underneath my belly button. Walk your hands in front of the block. You need to push the block back at all. Then from here, lift the left leg hip level. Now, as you lift it hip level, I'm going to come watch. Do everything we've done. The wall's no longer there, so could you flex the foot and push the leg into an imaginary wall? Squeeze your butt, you guys. Look that your shoulders are in line with the rest, not behind. Good, now bend your right leg, take an inhale. Exhale, lift the heel like the last drill, land your foot on the block. Good, try not to use the momentum of the back leg, you guys. This is coming from the front leg and from pushing away, go Tosh. Good, nice, now try it again. Good, foot is off the block, yeah. Look at the back leg, keep it strong. Good, squeeze your butt. Bend the leg that's on the floor, you guys, inhale. Good, exhale, drive it forward, land it on the block. Good, Tav, yeah, nice, Hardy. One more, take a second, look at your back leg. Is it still behaving? Toes are pointing down. Squeeze your butt. Good, now bend the leg that's on the floor. Your core cannot help you if you don't exhale, so take an inhale here. Good, exhale, and the foot on the block. Good, Malika. And release, nice, coming up. So now I'm like thinking back to my classes in Los Angeles where I taught for 13 years. And if you're my regular students and I had more time, I would put you in a timeout right now. And I'd be like, your ego's taking over and you forgot everything you learned. Because you do, you get so excited and you want to kick up and you go back to the same patterns of behavior and your handstand doesn't work there, you guys. Stretch as you need to before we do it again. Let's review. What have you learned? Cat versus cow, right? So let's do it together. Do cow, look forward. The lower belly drops, the gaze is forward. Did you start kicking up like that because this is what you're used to and you need to create a new normal? So let's create a new normal. Push the floor away through your hands till the shoulders go to the ears, you guys. The gaze is in between your thumbs. Can you commit to that in the next pickup? Now, squeeze your butt like crazy so you feel the hamstrings, you feel the glutes. Look at your shoulder in relationship to the wrist. Are they in line or slightly over? Could you lift the heel of the hand here and shake because that's how you kick up through your fingertips. Okay, release. So watch. What are you learning? The handstand doesn't come from the neck and the swing of the leg, you guys. It's not come from this. Okay, so as you started to do the kick up, you went back to this. No, foot is down, kneecap is lifted, butt is engaged. You are trying to keep, not that, you're trying to keep this together. So this leg is strong. This is bending. This is driving forward. Okay, not from here, from here. You can stay here and do this the whole time if you need to. Okay, this will turn into your press. This will turn into you having a back surgery. How are you practicing? Okay, so since I just took the time to do that whole thing, not for myself, for you, let's break it down again from the start. Here's your block, take it. Now, take the hands in front. A handstand happens from your hands. So let's create it. Go into cow. No judgment, just drop the belly, look forward and ask, am I handstanding like this? Well, let's fix it. Handstand. Push your hands into the ground, upper body round. Notice the gaze drops to the thumbs, commit to it there, you guys. Squeeze your butt like you're on a freeway. Hazard ahead, you have to pee, there's no inhale, you're stuck in traffic. Squeeze your butt like crazy. Now, from here, could you keep this? Tuck the toes, take a little down dog. Step the leg that you did not kick up with underneath the belly. Lift the other one hip level. Now, this is where things start to go wrong. So take a second. This is how you're gonna make it up or not to your hands. Could you see the back toes? Don't be in a rush. Is the butt engaged? Are the shoulders over the wrist? Now, take an inhale, bend the leg that's on the floor. Exhale, lean forward, land your foot on the block. Good, the back leg, pretend it's still at the wall, you guys. Don't move it so much better, Kayla. Go back to the starting point. Yes, Isla, take a second again and think. I'm handstanding from my hands, good Pepe. Push the floor away to the hands. Squeeze your butt. Bend the leg that's on the floor. Yes, Pepe, take an inhale. Exhale, drive the leg forward on the block. Good, Sylvia. You guys, so much better, strangers from the internet. So let's do one more. Okay, one more. Keep the back leg strong. Good. Handstand is happening from the hands. Push the floor away. Good. Bend the bottom leg, the one that's on the floor. Inhale. Good, Hardy. Exhale, drive it forward on the block. Nice. Good, Kim. And release. Good job, you guys. Good job. So much better. So much better. Okay. So do what you need to as I demo, stretch-wise, and then I'll show you the next one. So again, you're gonna have the replay. You're not in a rush. We're literally just building this popular kick up. If you need to stick with this drill because you're finally like, oh my God, I'm getting it. I used to swing my legs so wildly, and now I know I handstand from here. You could repeat that drill. If you're gonna go up, please be patient with the setup. So let's first utilize the wall. I know you wanna go away from it, but this is why. I wanna take away the overarching and the over kicking. So I don't want the leg to go past the hip and then you to try to fix it. I want it fixed from the start. So we're getting really close to the wall. The top leg is not gonna be able to go past the hip, giving you a fair shot. Okay, so here we are. Find the distance, same exact setup, we'll lift one leg. Don't skip this part, you guys, see if you can combine. So this leg is strong, shoulders over wrist. I'm doing this. So let's do it twice. On the third, land it and go up. Okay, so if you hit anything, it's just right there. Squeeze the butt. And could you land this back down? Then back to the starting point. Leg is strong. I'm not handstanding from here. I'm handstanding from here. 1, 2, I'm pushing the floor away. 3, and up. Oops, and up. Okay, leg is right here. If you went over, squeeze the butt, and it will lift. If it's not possible to land the foot back on the block, that's okay. Just land it right behind. All right. So the Olympics are on right now. Think about like hopefully you watch some of it, but on vault, they don't get to the vault. They first get to the springboard. It's the springboard that allows them to vault. This is like your springboard, okay? To handstand, you have to enter through a kick up. You cannot do the wild swing. You gotta learn, how do I keep my bottom leg low? How do I use this a little bit as a spring up? Okay, so if you learn your foundation correctly, when you want to press, you already know it. You don't have to relearn it. Cool, are you so excited? Let's do it. So it may take a second. You wanna get close enough that the top leg cannot go past the hip. Your block is right here. Let's set it up from the beginning again. You're trying to train your body to have a new normal. So let's spread the hands in front of the blocks. Hand stand, right? Push your hands into the floor like you want to make a whole upper body round. Commit to the gaze at the thumbs. Squeeze your butt like crazy. Tuck the toes, mini down dog. Step the right leg underneath your belly, left leg up, hip level. Look at the back leg, you guys. You're not handstanding from there. Flex the foot. Squeeze the butt, recommit to the gaze. We're not gonna go up right away, do a prep. Inhale, bend the right leg, the one that's on the floor. Exhale, lift up to the heel like we did earlier at the wall. Good, do it again. Inhale, bend your bottom leg. Good, exhale, push the floor away so you lift the front heel. Now let's go. Inhale, bend the leg. Exhale, go forward on the block, hop it all the way up, thigh to chest. Hop it up, hop it up, hop it up. Good, good job. Could you land the foot back on the block? Good, Kim. Or not. Good. Let's do it 2 more times on this side. Work the prep. So take a second. Tell your ego, hey, I need a second. I'm trying to learn. Flex your back foot. Push the floor away because a handstand happens from your hands. What a concept. Good. Shoulders over the rest. Inhale, bend the bottom leg. Exhale, push the floor away. Lift the heel only. Good talk. Do it again. Inhale, bend. Good, LC. Exhale, push the floor away. Good, Sylvia. Now let's go. Inhale, bend. Exhale, jump it on the block and take it all the way up. Yes, that's it, Tosh. Good, nice, you guys. And release, good job. Let's do a stretch and then try the other side. So you guys, like, it's similar, but in all of these, like, especially when you start to press, but even when you handstand correctly, just keep trying to remind yourself, the bottom leg, this is rounding, the bottom leg is doing this. Then you master shapes to go to a straight line, right? So just keep remembering, this leg is not gonna wildly swing. It's just here to push against the wall, squeeze the butt and push out. I'm pushing the floor away. This is lifting. I'm driving it forward on the block and taking it up. The whole time, you guys, remember to talk at the beginning, shoulders, heel of the hand. If your starting point is back here, that's why you feel like you have to swing like crazy, okay? So with that in mind, let's do the second side. Starting at the beginning because you need to create a new normal and that's gonna take time. So tell your ego, hey, 6 feet back, it's my weekend, I'm here to learn. Hands, spread them in front of the block. This is how we started. Then just remind yourself, a handstand happens from the hands. Push the hands away into the ground, upper body round. Now, the butt is the biggest part of the body, and it's how you stabilize your lower back. Squeeze it like crazy and commit to that. Tuck the toes, mini down dog. Now, the shoulders are behind the heel of the hand. That's what makes this interest hard. So step the left leg underneath belly button, whichever side you didn't do. Lift the other leg hip level. Then look that the shoulders are indeed in line with the hand, okay? Bend the bottom leg. Take an inhale. Push the floor away. That's the action. The reaction is the bottom heel lifts. Bend the bottom leg again, inhale. Stabilize your hands, do not move them. Exhale, push the floor away, lift the heel. Good, inhale, bend the leg, now let's go. Exhale, go forward, drive the leg forward, block. Now handstand up. Good, could you land it down on the block? Is that possible? That's it, Kim. Good, and go again, set it up. Tell yourself, a handstand happens from the hands. Push the hands away through the ground. Check that the shoulders are indeed in line with the heel, the hand, or over. Good, inhale, bend the bottom leg. Good, Alana. Exhale, lift the heel. Very good, Pepe. Again, inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Now let's go. Inhale, bend. Exhale, drive it forward. Take it up. Yes. And lower with control. Good, nice, Kim. Good job. There's so much going on in a handstand. It's incredible to me to learn it as adults. I think like I get so much joy when I teach students like adults to balance because it's such a cool thing where you're an adult. There's fear that comes in and I'm like, flex your feet, push the floor away, do this, do that. And it's so easy to get overwhelmed. So this is why I love breaking things down and just think, listen to the words of something that you're doing. A handstand. So constantly just keep thinking, all right, I know that a handstand is cat pose. You know cat pose. So constantly when you video yourself, you just have to look back. Where am I losing cat pose? Because somewhere along the way you do. With that said, let me help you with this. And it's a drill that my students love to hate, okay? So know the intention is good. And it's meant to help you with everything we've talked about. Now, I have one of these blocks. They're pretty heavy. So if you have a block like this and it feels too heavy, you could take your dog's fetch bowl, roll up a blanket, something else, if this is too much. But the block is gonna go right here, okay? You're gonna fold over it. So this is the setup, block at the hip. This doesn't necessarily means you need to go up, but let's see how it goes. So you fold and get pretty close to the wall. Now, all of a sudden, if this block is here and you're not going up, what would you do? Take another block and place your foot on it. So decide if this is something you need or not. The rules are the same. The back leg is hip level. Look at it. And you could easily just do this, you guys. Because now you know I'm not gonna move my hands, I'm gonna push them. That makes my bottom heel lift. This is my setup. Okay, this leg doesn't swing like crazy and the block here forces it to stay anyways. 1, 2, continue, or 3. Okay, my top leg is pushing for the wall. It's pushing for the ceiling. It's not shaking for the wall because you'll lose your block. Push out, okay, and back. Up and lower. Now, what happens if you're used to over kicking and doing cow, not cow? See, it keeps you extremely honest. Okay, your turn. Again, tell the ego, hey, I'm learning. Who cares if you don't make it up? You're just here to learn the basics. So block at the hip right here, right hip. Forward fold. Get really close to the wall. So again, if your issue is the top leg goes over, this forces it not to. Hands. Lift the left leg hip level. A handstand happens from the hands. Push your hands into the ground, upper body rounds. Check your shoulders are over the wrists or in line with. Now, bend the right leg, inhale. You're gonna feel restricted and a little like throwing up. Use your exhale, lift the bottom heel. Inhale, bend the right leg. Use your exhale, push the floor away, lift the bottom heel. One more, or inhale, bend. Push the floor away, exhale, lift the heel to the butt, do your handstand. And if you lost your block, well, where's Cat? Did it go out to breakfast? Nice, you guys, go again. Do it one more time. Don't let your top leg go past the hip, you guys. Push it up to the ceiling. Nice, one more. Good, keep your arms straight tall and take them, actually in your case, just a tiny bit wider. Good, you guys, and slowly release. Okay, so this is when you're like, well, I feel like things are going pretty well. Then she threw the stupid block in the mix, so now I'm frustrated. You're not frustrated. The ego that felt like it could do a handstand and now it can got frustrated. So let's look at that in a different shape. On your back, So from here, actually let's start right here. Go to your tippy toes. So over and over, we don't want to do this. We want to take your hands forward on tippy toes. We want to round, you guys, so push forward. Yeah, so this is how weird I get, but when you're pushing forward, you should have a triangle in your armpit. So I literally study yourself later. If there's no triangle here, you're not pushing. So keep this, like you want to keep pushing this way, but start to lower. Okay, now draw out the thighs to the chest, keep pushing forward, and extend the left leg until you balance with ease, flex your feet. Good, this was the shape you're trying to do. Now, I'm gonna squeeze my left butt cheek even more. Sorry, watch what happens to my leg. Do you see the leg wanna go straight to the midline? So do that to yourself. Take your hand to your left butt cheek, squeeze it. Did the leg go to the midline holding this? Now disengage it, squeeze it. Yeah, so disengage it, squeeze. Which one are you practicing? Flex the hands, push forward, keep pushing forward. This is the shape you guys are doing. Do you feel private parts to belly button? And come all the way up. Okay, so if you're like in cow, it's not gonna happen, right? Look, no triangle on the armpit. But I'm pushing forward, sorry, but video yourself later. Find a triangle on the armpit, okay? So a handstand is happening from where? The hands. Okay, let's go. We know better, we do better, second side. So stand up, please. Right at the block, at the left hip at the block, unless you're doing something else. Then notice, you guys, compression happens first. So I was saying kick up, you need flexibility, fold. Now, spread the hands, but get really close to the wall. Lift the right leg up, hip level. Look at it, do you still see the toes? Push it into imaginary wall. Squeeze your butt, bend the bottom leg, inhale. Exhale, push the floor away, lift your left heel up. This is your kick up. Again, inhale, bend. Exhale, lift the heel. Good, one more, inhale, bend. Now kick up, exhale, go, thigh to chest. Good, then do it again. So as soon as you take off, you guys, detach. Yes, Alana, bend your butt, lift your heel to your butt. Lift the heel to the butt. Yeah, go one more time, lift the heel to the butt. Good, nice. And lower. So there's so much more I want to teach, but unfortunately I have an open house at the Finca today. So I need to kind of end on time because there's people coming to see it. So I'm gonna give you a minute of playtime. The big takeaways that I wanted to get from today is a handstand happens from where? Your hands. If you're overarching and over kicking is because you're not doing anything like I taught you today, pushing the floor away, you're actually using this leg as momentum. Okay, if you're not kicking up at all, is the shoulder behind the heel of the hand. All right, so like I said, this baby entrance, because this is mostly taught in yoga, perhaps this is not your jam. You may be better off at a different entrance like I do, one like this. You might be better off in doing one from here, but it cannot teach you everything today, okay? So what I want to leave you with 1 minute of playtime is think about everything that we did. And even if you're not going to use this block, think about using it. So you start to go here, right? Not here. And now think, what's my best chance of holding a handstand? If you have tight hamstrings, this is always the first shape that I want students to master. Remember the block here, especially with tight hamstrings. Then you can open here. Then you could go here. Okay, so do you want to do a few kick-ups? Think about everything you learned, shoulders over wrists. I'm just pushing out. Then I'm drawing in. Is it realistic to do an L shape or here? Start to get extremely close to the wall so this top leg doesn't have a chance to go past the hip, you guys. I know everyone always thinks the wall is so bad, but it can also be a great tool for your straight line. All right, 1 minute of play. If you want to try one of the other entrances like I showed from standing or kneeling, go ahead. Otherwise, I know it's overwhelming. Little cues, a handstand happens from the floor, so push the floor away. Know that the core cannot engage unless you are doing an exhale, so use an exhale. Know that you cannot hold a straight line if the gaze is forward, so drop it like in cat. Yeah, this is a longer conversation, but if you're having someone ask for wrist pain, you skipped your foundation. You have to go back to learn how to handstand from your hands. So you got to back it up and figure out how to engage your forearms first. Good, nice, Rachel. About 10 more seconds of play. Each time you guys go up, be mindful of it. So stop and ask yourself, did I excel? Did my gaze drop? Did I go back to my same patterns of behavior? Back foot being flexed. I always try to tell students to, Malik, I'll do something for you really quick right now. All right, if you are going to continue playing and you're having a good time, play. Otherwise, I will fix this or answer this question for Malika. Feet flexed or pointed. You guys, so like everybody and their mother has a handstand course. I was like, I'm gonna do a marketing called Not Another Handstand Course. I have one. This is what I teach in module 1 and 2. How do you stop having wrist pain? Learn the role of each body part. Figure out that triangle in your armpit. The second module is how do you control your legs? So I try, sit with me. I try not to get into like, this is right, this is wrong. I'm more like, hey, I was a gymnast, I'm a yoga teacher, I've been doing this forever, and I'm 45. Take it or leave it, but here's the information. What works better for you? So if you're asking me when you're studying handstands, flex your feet until you can balance with ease. You see me point now, but this is what I know how to do. So test it out for you. Take your feet forward, flex them. Did your heels lift off the floor? Okay, so again, watch gymnastics, you guys. It's like you're on a $100 mat. We're on a tiny apparatus. So are your heels lifted off the floor? Now, if the heels are lifted, the kneecap should have lifted to the quads. So check your quads, are they hard? Then the last thing you wanna do always is engage your butt. So if I just engage my butt, do you see my private parts in my belly wanting to go inwards? Try it with me. So if I have all of this and I know how to do this, I have a pretty good chance of pressing and doing hands, right? Now, point your, release your legs, jiggle them. Half of you are going upside down like this. So this is basic handstand. This is happening. How the hell do you expect, however much you weigh, balance on your tiny little hands? Of course, you're gonna have wrist pain. So you need to recruit all of your body parts. With that in mind, point your feet. For some of my students, the heels don't lift off the floor when they're pointed. The drawers lift off the floor when they're pointed. If they haven't, well, your only option is to flex. If they did, same thing, check your quads. Now, private parts to belly button, squeeze. It's like you wanna lift off the floor and then you push forward. So, heels lifted off the floor. Flex or point, are you able to lift your heels? Which one offers you more engagement in the quads? That would be your answer, okay? Well, Sally, I have to do open house at the Finca and I need to cool you down. So thanks for joining me today. Let's do a cool down. I'm gonna open up the shoulders and I'll look at the question once I set you up, because for a lot of you guys, yes, you need to do all this, but your shoulders are tight. So first stage, like this, take your hands up, you're on your knees. To move deeper, you just walk the knees farther back. If you're like, yeah, great, I don't feel anything, well, let's go. Go all the way down to the belly. Get really close to the wall. I'm gonna set a 1-minute timer and walk your hands up. As you walk the hands up, release your head down. Longer discussion, but you always wanna protect the joints like the elbows. So notice your elbows. If you're tight, they're gonna go in line with the pinky side of the hand. You don't want that. Pull your elbows down towards the floor. Notice how that shifts the feel in your shoulders. Breathe. I love teaching. I'm so bad at any marketing, selling myself. Anyways, what I teach is live monthly memberships. We switch the topic every 4 weeks. My students have been working really hard on handstands, but for them to hold it, we got to fix the entry. So imagine doing what you did, but actually having time for a whole month, not just 60 minutes. I'm also the one that corrects the homework and gives all the feedback, so you have me as a coach. If that's of interest to you, check your email on Sunday, tomorrow. And we begin training on Tuesday. I love that wall stretch. If you want to stay there for another minute, do so. Otherwise, let's come out of it and make our way to our backs. And everything you're seeing me do is that compression, the ability to bring the thighs and chest together. So here's a pose I try to do every day for myself. Draw the thighs to the chest, but take the knees apart like you're doing crow on your back, feet together. First stage, either hands on top of the knees or otherwise interlace. Stay, or if your body feels tight, gently move side to side. So notice this just allows the thighs and chest to come together. That's compression, bringing upper and lower limbs to one another. Close the eyes, let everything calm down. I was trying to tell my students with the Olympics about the blocking. So if you watch Simone Biles, Rebecca from Brazil, they're like the best too. Watch them on vault and on floor. Whenever they tumble, they never bend their arms. And that's why they're the best. They do exactly what I'm telling you how to do. They keep their arms straight and they push the floor away, the vault away, and they drop the gaze. The second you bend your elbows, you kill your power. So just try to remember that, you guys. A handstand happens from the hands. Push the hands into the ground till your upper body rounds, okay? Let's twist. So from here, that was our minute. Release the right leg to the mat, left thigh to the chest. As you twist, do you feel like you want to extend the left leg? Do you want to grab the opposite leg? If so, take the left hand to it and bring your left elbow down. As much as when you practice, you want to use the exhales to go up. Right now, you're pulling down, so just breathe normal. Susan, your knuckles, not your wrist. No, if it's your knuckles, I would try to figure out the bigger body part, or if you're overusing your knuckles versus pressing through your fingertips. Good, let's come back to the center and switch sides. So draw the opposite leg to the chest. Twist, decide if you want to straighten out this leg, if you wish to grab the opposite. And with everything I said, you always have to have a starting point. If I was to post the first picture when I was learning a handstand, I was like 4. My elbows are totally bent. But as you learn, you get better and you start to realize the rules are quite similar. Let's come back to the center. Take anything else you need to close off your practice. How are you feeling? If the lower back feels tight, the hamstrings, I would suggest this pose like this, but at the wall. So just take the legs up at the wall. If the hips feel tight, feet together, knees wide, take a few seconds. Whatever you choose, once you're done moving around, take a pose that allows you to relax the body for a few minutes. They showed off, up, he worked hard, so give it a few seconds to rest. Good, Pepe, you're very close anyways. Close the eyes. How's the neck feeling? Should you turn it towards the right or the left? How's your life? Do you need an exhale out of the mouth? Thank you for showing up and allowing me to do the thing that I love most in this whole world. Until we meet each other again, allow yourself to rest and may we all be at peace.